Hello, my wellness travelers. This is Dragonwolf. Sorry, the camera was bouncing just a minute there. But the energy is actually quite good. It's creative. We are getting creative. Yes, it is creative, especially after the intensity of what we just went through. This is the new moon. Sorry, scratch that. It is the full moon. That was the new moon. So you still might be dealing with some of that new moon energy from what you were dealing with having to deal with something from your past, a person, past life thing, facing some stuff, getting in the mix. Hopefully that went well. Hopefully that you've done work on it. Please, hopefully you have. And that you're moving forward. You got your breakthrough. You got the karmic end of whatever that cycle was. In whatever case, that was very intense. Now, the full moon in Capricorn also is coinciding with Mercury Retrograde in Cancer. So that's a lot going on. And for those who do not know about Mercury Retrograde, we got stuff. Okay, you've got electronical things can go wackadoodle crazy and things that don't make no sense. You're like, I've never seen that before. Error. Comes out of nowhere, nobody can figure out what it is, nobody knows how to fix it, and all of a sudden, poof, it's gone. Seriously, that happens. Communication issues where you have to maybe repeat yourself, where you misunderstand things, and then travel delays and these kind of things. And so during this time, it's also good to take your time. Don't rush into anything. Reflect on things. Possibly wait until the retrograde's over to do certain decision making, certain things that require maybe signing contracts or getting certain major decisions. However, if there is something that you have to do during this time, because retrograde will be going on until, hold on, let me see, when is it over? Give me a hot second and I will know. Retrograde. See, it was July 23rd. Okay, so July 23rd. So between the 29th and the 23rd, if you have to do something, take your time, be very careful, and know that you may have to repeat something or fix something. So just remember that. And this also aligns with where we are now. I just keep getting creative. We are all creative in some form or fashion. Some of us are artists. Some of us are writers. Some of us are crafty with our hands. Whatever it is, you are creative. We are creative beings, regardless of if you think you are or not. Because if we're building anything, we're creating. Therefore, we're creative. That's where it comes from. So regardless if we are painting or we're writing something or whatever we are, this is a time of balance, okay? We're balancing. We are balancing our spiritual, creative, intuitive with our mundane life. We are making sure that we're getting everything we need for self-care, and we are getting creative. Now, this is the artist. And then we also have the confidant. So know that your creative is on point right now. It is asking for you to jump in whatever way. Okay, so that we are also looking at wisdom, the owl. The owl is one of my spirit animals, wisdom. And this is seek knowledge, okay? But you also have knowledge. So if you don't know the full extent of your creative self, if you don't know where to take something, get out of what you think you should be doing. Stop trying to follow what maybe somebody else has done or what always works. Do something different. Shake it up. And we also have get in nature. This is where you're going to find inspiration. Nature. This is a beautiful tree. Look at that. I mean, it has these little, just the way that it's all carved. It's just a beautiful space. Get into nature. This is a great place to connect with your spirit, to connect with the divine. this is a wonderful place for you to calm all the noise and to allow something new to come in. If you're having a block before you go to sleep, pray and say, I need a creative spark. Please, when I wake up, help me have a new idea of whatever it is, because something needs a different twist right now. Something needs a shift, and it needs a creative mind, a new approach to do. Okay. And with that, you are doing the flow with life's currents. Adaptability is your strength. So again, flowing river. Okay. Again, we've got water, creative. And this is adaptability, which means that being creative means that you can flow, you can flex, you can pivot, you can do something a little different. But also adaptability. It's like, okay, something's not working. Try a new approach. Do something that's out of the norm that you do, or out of what you know people have done that are successful. Sometimes a formula of success is not necessarily what you should do. This is why following your instincts is always good. Going with something that you know is right, even though maybe consciously you can't rationalize it, or maybe all the formulas say, I don't know about that. That doesn't really work. That didn't work for 100 other people, but today it's going to work for you. So, and that's what I got when I was pulling the cards, the tarot on this. I got Knight of Pentacles. All right. And then I also got the Queen of Pentacles. So this is obviously, it is really in a place of work. It's in a place of creation. It's in a place of finances. It's in a place of education. It's in a place of a business. It's in a place of trying to start a business, a hobby. This is in a place of, the Knight is very practical, follows the same status things. Make sure that he's got all his details. She's got all her details, whatever it is. It's just, you're very practical, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you can be very practical with creative. You can create a new methodology. Yeah, you can. And what this is saying is that this is going to bring this creative spark, this newness, this fresh idea, this change of path, or a small change to here, or a small change there, or maybe I'll just do this instead of doing that every time. Whatever it is going to bring in more abundance, prosperity, and you're going to feel grounded. You're going to feel like you're actually honoring who you really are by doing this change. And it is a change because you're applying something new. This is applying something new. This is getting creative. That's what we're doing here. And it's going to create abundance and prosperity, grounding. You're going to feel good with this movement. And we're also got the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands, action, new information, action. We are getting possibly, I feel like, a communication, a visit, or you're going to be visited by somebody who's going to give you some ideas. Something's going to spark. You're going to be talking to somebody and something just hits you. Like, whoa. Sometimes when you're in a conversation with a friend, all of a sudden, two dots that never were anywhere in the same universe connected, and you're like, whoa, it's happened to me many times. I'm like, hey, I never thought of it that way. Well, just because you're talking something out, or you're in a conversation about something, and it could be something completely irrelevant. You could be out with a friend doing something, and then you walk by something, and you're like, and it makes you think of something. Again, creative. It's connecting those dots. So with that, we're also getting the World. So with the World, completion, end. But there's also this satisfaction. There's also this joy. There's also this finally feeling like you're getting there. Like I feel like you're sitting on top of the world kind of thing. And yeah, it's a completion but it's also a beginning. There's a beginning here because you're ending something, but you're also beginning something. This creative spark, this different choice, this different path, this different pivot, whatever it is that you do, it's going to spark something, and it's going to bring in so much. It's going to shake out something that was holding you back. There was something that was just kind of wasn't working. And again, it doesn't matter if it's a tried and true method for 1 million people. There's something in it that's not working for you. So you need to change. Doesn't mean you need to throw the entire thing out, but change just one aspect of it. Go about it differently. This is where getting into prayer, this is where going out in nature, again, going out in nature, getting wisdom. But you also are a very creative person, regardless of wherever that creativity is, where it lies. You have it. So believe in it. Have the confidence in yourself that you can do this. You're in a place right now where darkness is really just kind of bringing you down. There has been like this shadow, 7 of Swords, that has just been harboring at you here. It is like it's following you. So whether this is a negative inner critic voice, whether this is a voice from somebody who shaped you in your early development and you can still hear their voice, their negative thoughts, and they have become yours because you've taken it on, an actual human in your space, even a dark demonic energy in your space, an entity, whatever this dark force is, it is there, and it has been trying to stop you, hinder you. Okay, now if it's a voice from the past and it's your own voice, it's fear. But there could also be, in addition to or separate, depending on what the situation is, you should know what's resonating here on what it is for you. But if it's a dark force, a darkness, a demonic energy, whatever that is, then it is actually purposeful to be a wall that you're supposed to break through. So regardless if it is you doing it to yourself or something outside of you is doing it to you, you're supposed to break free from it. You're supposed to break through it, because a dark force is trying to create an obstacle. Your fear is creating an obstacle. Either way, you got to break through it. And you're breaking through it by doing something different, changing the status quo, doing something different. You need to do something different because it's time. So if you do that, and you actually push through, you do the work to try to get through into a new creative concept, idea, thought, pattern, methodology, whatever it is, then you have the Page of Cups. This is new opportunities, new ideas. Man, passion, just like rawr, just like jumps out. I mean, your creative is just going to be flowing here. So you definitely want to be breaking through that fear. But also, too, we have the Hermit. So with the Hermit, that means that you do need to spend some time crafting. You need to kind of step back, kind of seclude yourself a little bit, because even though you get a creative spark, you still got to actually apply it. So sometimes, especially me, because I am an artist, when I do, like, especially like a painting, and actually any creative piece, I do it in layers. I'll start a part of it, and I'll go as far as my energy can allow, my creative inspiration for that day allows, the time frame allows, and then I put it to the side. And sometimes I don't get back to it for weeks, but I always put it somewhere where I can look at it, and I walk by it every day, several times a day, and my mind thinks about it, and my spirit's connecting with it, and I'm looking at what's the next step, and do I like what's already there? What do I want to do next? And so then when I finally sit down for the next session to work on it, all of that is in there and it's working. So it's kind of the same thing where you're going to need to sit with this creative new idea. And it's not just something like, oh, eureka kind of thing, and all of a sudden light bulb and things start, you're going to need time to think about it. You need time to craft it. You need time to read up on it. Maybe do some research. Maybe do some connecting with other people, whatever it is, or just spending time with yourself, trying to formulate it. You don't want to just jump. See, this is also retrograde time, so we don't do anything quick. We take time, okay? So whatever this creative is might need to wait to maybe be unveiled till retrograde's over. Maybe not. But if you do this during this retrograde time and you try to start it, you may have to do a couple of either edits, redo it a couple times, whatever, but just know that you're on the right track. And sometimes having to redo something or edit something is not bad, because sometimes we don't know something needs tweaking. Like when I'm doing an art piece, you know, I'll do a part of it, and then I'm looking at it over days, and then I'm like, you know what, I think I want to change that, and then I'll change that, and I'm like, okay, and then I sit with it again, and I wait to see how I am working with it, and then when I come back to it, you know, I think I might want to do this, or I thought about this, and I can take it here. So that's what we're talking about, is give yourself time to sit with this, to evolve with it. And then when in that time frame that you are in the hermit space, and you will be creating this as well as coming out as this, is the King of Cups. So you're creating and evolving into a very strong, intuitive, conceptual, spiritually driven about this particular thing that you're working on. Now, if it's trying to get a new job, starting a business, education, maybe you're going to change into a different direction. Maybe you're going to change careers. Maybe you're going to finally start a business off of a hobby. Maybe you're finally going to start doing a creative activity that you have been putting off. Whatever it is, you're going to master it. You're going to feel confident and strong in it. You're going to feel like, yes. But you definitely, this is going to develop during this time. Okay, this is going to develop when you're in your hermit stage. And then when you emerge and you finally, okay, King of Swords, you emerge, you come out, you are strong, you're voicing it, you're communicating, you're getting it out there, you're presenting. Yes. So let's get a closing message, because that's what this is about. This is about the next step, but this is about a new way in that next step, okay? So just know you haven't failed. You're just not done. That's all. You haven't failed at whatever this is. You just aren't done. There was more to it. All right, let's see a closing message on this for you. Sometimes you'll do that, and then you'll be like, nope, I gotta shuffle a little bit more. The cards do talk to you. I don't know if you're not a reader, your cards will talk to you. And if you are a reader and they're not talking to you, then you need to spend some time with them or get a different deck, because the cards you should be resonating with them and feeling them. So just letting you know, just a little side note there. Okay, and we have the Hierophant. All right, so this can be rules, and this is rules, but these are new rules you're creating. You're taking old status, you're taking old rules, and you're not throwing out the whole rule book. You might be editing some of the pages, you might be tearing out a few of the pages, you might be reordering some things, you might be putting in new bullet points. You are constructing something new in your world that has everything to do with creative, has everything to do with a financial prosperity, abundance place. And it's looking in very much in the financial area, career, education, hobbies, business. And it's also part of you being grounded. So this is also very connected with nature. So it's very connected with just your life in general, with this earth. This could also be just you maybe working in a community volunteer fashion. Maybe you're drawn to help maybe for the environment, maybe animals, maybe people. Maybe that's where it is. So even though maybe financially it may not be super strong in return, but you feel prosperous, you feel abundant because you're helping, and that is fulfilling something deep inside of you, and that is connection with the earth, that's connection with the divine, it's connection with your spirit, and that's beautiful. But whatever this is, you're not throwing out the real rule book, you're rewriting some parts of it. So you're creating something new within the status quo, within the rules that are already set. You are doing that. And you should. We all should. Just because something has been tried and true for 100 years doesn't mean it's always going to stay that way. Just because we've always done something one way and it's always been successful doesn't mean it's going to continue that way. The reason that this is coming up is because you've hit a little bit of a speed bump. You've hit a little bit of a roadblock. You've hit maybe a creative blank space. And you're like, I'm trying to do this and been doing it this way, and it's been a little successful, but I feel like I want more, or it should go somewhere else, and do that. All right, I feel like there's one more that needs to be said, then we're going to wrap this up. Okay. The grouch. This is funny to me. The reason being is because you're warring within yourself. You're warring within yourself. You're like, you know what? Why can't I make this work? Or why isn't it more successful? Or why, if I'm following everything precisely, that it's not producing the way it should? So you're arguing with yourself. You're possibly beating yourself up. So, hold on. So, in conjunction with that card, we have the Giver. Okay. So, warring with yourself, going to giving to yourself, being loving to yourself, being creative. This creative is really going to help you. This being creative is going to ignite passion, interest, happiness, joy. You're going to feel good about it because your spirit's connected to it, because you're going to feel like there is something yes about this. So I'm excited for you, and I'm excited to see what I do with this as well when I sit with this, because there's a lot of things that are in my world that I deal with on a creative basis. So it'll be interesting to see once I sit with it and let that emerge. And this is Dragonwolf, and I love you. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please give me a thumbs up, comment. Let me know what this creative thing is you're working on. And check out my website at kathyshannondesign.com. Set up a personal reading. Look at my artwork. There's some artwork there if you were interested. And I will see you next time.